What's up, my veggies? My name is VTR, and welcome back to the movie review. And today we are going to be reviewing Terrifier 2. I just got back from the theater seeing it, and I am really excited to actually review it because I had not the highest expectations going into this after the first movie. I liked the first one, but I liked this one a lot more than the first one. I like this one a lot more. But before I get into that, let's get the synopsis out of the way, shall we? After being resurrected by a sinister entity, Art the Clown returns to a timid town of Miles County where he targets a teenage girl and her younger brother on Halloween night. Okay, so from what I understand, this movie takes place a year later. I think it takes place a year later is what it seems like, and I'm pretty sure from the dialogue, I'm pretty sure that it's highly implied that it takes place a year later. And I actually had a lot more fun with this one than I did the first movie. I thought this movie was much better paced. A lot of the effects were better. The acting was definitely better. There was actually a semblance of a story here, which is definitely not what I was expecting. I was not expecting to have that much good in this movie. And normally I do this later in the review, but I really want to bring this up now because I'm looking at it. Terrifier 2 from critics has 100% on Rotten Tomatoes, and from audiences it has 100% on Rotten Tomatoes. Like, what the absolute heck? That is some of the craziest things I've seen. Like, not even gonna lie to you. But the thing is, this movie, I won't give a negative that way first. We're talking any more positives. The negatives, there is sometimes where is like one or two scenes that like drag a bit, and they're like, okay, can we kind of speed this up? What's going on? Can we kind of speed this up a little bit? Because the movie is long. The movie is like pretty long, like an hour, almost basically 2 hours and a half, basically almost. Which this movie is long, and there are times where you feel it, but there are other times where you don't feel it, which is a good thing. It's a long movie, but most of the time you don't feel it, which is a good thing, I would say. The thing is, Art, it's just as campy and stuff as in the last movie. Actually, I think he's a little more enjoyable here. I don't know, he seems a little more crazy and just like a little more over the top. There's another extra element to this movie that I don't understand really. I kind of get like a little bit of it. I don't want to give it too much into it without giving spoilers. There's like this other entity or whatever, something that's with Art. It's not very clear what's going on with that. Like, it's like, yeah, we know what kind of like what it is, but it's weird and I don't really know what I think about it. With that being said, though, the kills in this one, I think the effects do look better. The movie does not look as cheap as it is. It still has a cheap feel to it, which I think still works for the Terrifier. I think it works, but it definitely feels upped. The acting is better. There is some spotty acting here and there from some characters, and really a lot. One thing that really was really interesting to me when I watched this movie is the main actress who plays the main character in the movie. Her name is Lauren Levire. I don't know how to say that name, but apparently, like, she was like 41 when they filmed this, and she's playing a 16-year-old, or like 16, 17. I don't know how old the character is, but that's kind of crazy, I think. And she doesn't look old. Like, that's the thing. She doesn't look that age. And I don't know if that's like the makeup or what. I looked at images of this actress. Apparently she's like 41, and that's insane for this movie. And that doesn't actually, because the fact that like at times like actually, especially like there's a scene where she's like really like not sober, I guess I could say, where you can definitely like maybe see a little more of her age there, but like most of the time you're not gonna think this girl is 41. Like they do a good job at like making her I don't know. Like I don't know. That part really blew my mind. But with that being said, the movie is done, I think, greatly. I think it's a big step up from the last movie. And slight spoilers. It's not this movie spoiler, but a little cameo that you guys may want to be surprised about. 2 cameos actually. Felissa Rose is in this. Has a cameo. Like Felissa Rose, Angela from freaking Sleepaway Camp, has a cameo in here. And also Chris Jericho has a freaking cameo in this movie? Like, what the heck? Like, don't get me wrong, I have no problem with that, but also, where the movie shines more in this department of the first movie is it has a story. And it does not feel like janked together and that's just like, oh, we need some semblance of a story to make this movie work. No, this has a legitimate story. Around the final act, there's some weird stuff in there that like, and there's some questions that I have relating to some of the lore of these movies. But with that being said, this movie is definitely different and from the first one. But like, if you like the first one, I think you're gonna love this one. If you like the first one, you're gonna love this one. I think a lot of people are gonna prefer this one to the last one because this movie does a lot of things better than the first one did. I think this movie is a lot more, has some more scares in it. I think it's got some good emotion in some scenes. And there's, like I said, there's some spotty and there's some creative kills in here. Like, there's a lot going for this movie. But there is some stuff holding it back. Like I said, like some stuff in the third act and some stuff that really makes me ask questions really like concerns me. I'm like, what? Why is this a thing now? And then like also you get some stuff from the stuff from the first movie. From the Survivor. I'm not going to say anything else about that, but that stuff's confusing even more. And there's a lot of layers to this movie of confusion. But for the most part, this movie is a lot of fun. And I think a lot of people are going to enjoy this if they enjoyed the first one. And maybe if you didn't even like the first one, maybe you'll like this one too. Maybe you'll like this one. Because I want to recommend Terrifier 2. Very much. I feel like this is going to become something people watch every Halloween. And it works. It's set on Halloween night, too, so that really works. And, like, the fact is, this movie feels like it has a higher budget. You can feel that, but also you can still tell that it's still a small budget. And this movie, it took a while to come out, because they started filming in, like, 2019, which is kind of crazy to even think about. And so I don't know why they took them so long to release it, but I'm glad they released it in the Halloween season. I know this came out at a film festival recently before. People got to see it early. I liked seeing this on the big screen. I feel like it felt really weird seeing art on the big screen, but I did like it. And obviously the budget does not harm this movie. Like I said, like a lot of low budgets can harm movies, and this one doesn't. And it is definitely a fun ride from beginning to end. I think most people are going to really like this movie. If your theater is showing it, I'm surprised mine was. If your theater is showing it, go see it. It's fun on the big screen. It's not a must on the big screen, but if you want something to go see at the theater this week, next week, obviously Halloween Ends will be the thing to go see. But I recommend this. I recommend it, and whenever it comes out on streaming or digital or whatever, I don't even know if it's out on that at all yet. I don't know. Go check it out. It's really interesting, and I think a lot of people are going to enjoy it. My personal rating, I'm going to give it a 3.5 out of 5. I feel like it's a solid ground. I don't think it's a fantastic masterpiece, but I do. It's one of the most what the heck horror movies I've seen this year. And that's a good thing. This year's been good for horror, man. There's been some good horror movies this year. So I'm really excited to see what the rest of the year holds when it comes to horror. So I will be going to see Halloween Ends when it comes out. I'm very much looking forward to that. And let me know, guys. Let me know what you guys thought. Because I thought this movie was great. I had a lot of fun with it. I don't think it's anything too crazy or over the top. Well, actually, no, it's very crazy and over the top. But if you're a fan of the first one, you're definitely gonna like this one. And even if you weren't a fan of the first one, I think you're probably gonna have. If you're a fan of slashers, if you're a fan of crazy, what the heck is going on movies, you're gonna like this. I recommend it. It's a crazy one. What did you guys? If you've seen Terrifier 2, let me know in the comment section what you guys thought, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.